We have reached the final month of starships being in Standard Hearthstone, and what better way to send them off than embracing RNG and trying to get a maddening win against our opponents, presenting Yogg-Saron Druid. The idea here is we are going to be using Final Frontier to hopefully get us one of the 2 Yogg cards that are within the Final Frontier pool, thus slamming it down with a bunch of spells cast previously, and so y'all can hopefully win us the game that way. However, we can just win through all of the random 1 cost, 10 cost cards that we will be getting off of Final Frontier, since we'll be doubling or quadrupling or even further multiplying the effect of Final Frontier thanks to Star Reactor and Elise. Before we get into the Mulligan guide, it is worth mentioning this deck is not that great, so do not craft the deck unless you already have all the cards here. This is definitely one just for the fun of it. Now, for the Mulligan guide of lists, the first card you're going to be looking for is going to be Elise, hopefully getting you a copy location. Then you're going to be looking for Turtolin Traveler to draw you into Corona. However, with Blackhorn, you're going to have to be very, very careful when you slam this down. Then you're going to be looking for Starlight Reactor, early game removal tools, draw power cards, or new heights. Now, with all being said, let's go some game. Okay, Paladin. Paladin might be a class where we do have to worry about Blackhorn. Hopefully we don't. Corona is one of those cards that I think with Blackhorn being in rotation, I don't know how reasonable it is to run it, but we're going for it. This opener is not terrible. Like, we have a turn 2, 3. Could probably use Mista Vista too. High Pools actually is a better turn 2, or I mean 3 play. Okay, it is Aura Paladin probably, right? I kind of want to do Traveler though. Elise turn 4 is pretty nice too. Okay, Golem. Okay. If we had the other Starship piece, I think it would be better, but that's okay. Okay. It is going to be a little bit annoying to get rid of all the dragons that are going to be summoned, but that's okay. Let's get another Traveler. I should have attacked first. That's okay. Just gonna go face with our Starship piece. Hopefully they'll get rid of both of our Travelers here. Okay. Aura number 2. Okay, Mista Vista. I don't think we use Chalice. Should draw. I'm gonna hope they don't have Blackhorn. Yeah, might well use Chalice. This way, I know it'll like eat up hand space, but we're probably not using Final Frontier on the same turn. Or within the first 3 turns of Mista Vista. Also, Mista Vista is one of those cards that I wanted to do something with before he rotated too. I just needed to figure out a fun way to do it, and this was one of the best ideas I came up with. By best, I mean worse. We're going to have a lot of these ideas where it's just like, they're fun for videos, but they're really, really bad, and I would not recommend y'all trying them out. Technically speaking, right now, I don't think there's any deck that I would recommend crafting, especially the ones centered around cards that are rotating soon. Okay, let's see what we can get from the bottom. Reactor's funny, especially since we have the location on board, right?
Blaze a trail.
because we can get 2 of these. I probably should have attacked first, but let's just see if this wipes out the board. Okay. Sure. This worked pretty good. Okay, we have 4 starship pieces on the board, which is pretty nice. Okay, Crusader Aura on an empty board isn't bad for us. Okay, maybe it is. Okay, Wisp. It is so funny to me that they purposely didn't rotate any 0-cost minions back into the core neutral set just because Wisp exists. I'm curious if they were going to make a 0-cost, like... I'm trying to think of, like, what would be a good option that we haven't had. 0-cost Draenei in the set? Actually, no, that doesn't even make sense. I can't think of, like, any Draenei's related to any of the dragon aspects. I'm curious if we'll see another, like, tribe this year. I know the Draenei's were 2 years ago, but to be fair, at this point, like, what do you make them do that other things can't do, right? I'm really trying to think. I guess you could introduce a keyword and then always have a new keyword that's evergreen. I don't know. There has to be something. Aberration is something that I've said multiple times. We are kind of getting a Void set, so maybe that would fit. If we get a Pandaria set, it would be hilarious if they repeated Draenei's, where they're like, yeah, we have this, and then like, oh, by the way, you don't ever get enough cards. I don't know. But yeah, that would make sense, right? Like, bounces. Because all the Pandarian, or the majority of the Pandarians we've seen have been perfect. That's the order that we wanted to see that in. Contingency is kind of funny. I guess we'll just lock down their board here. I'm going to keep the last charge of our location for exactly the starship. But first we need to empty our hand. I wish I had that a second earlier. That's okay. There's Ziliax. I guess we can Ziliax their Ziliax. I mean, it's not the best play in the world, but it isn't the worst play in the world either. Yeah. We'll Ziliax this turn. Get rid of the big minion. And then we can Other. I'm hoping this gives me something good. Could be worse. Oh, Wish Upon a Star is actually really funny for how this deck works. How big do you think we can actually get our minions with Wish Upon a Star? Because that is... Okay. We're at 12 mana. That's not going to be enough.
The light dims.
I need... Okay. I mean, contingency does get the other two, right? Yeah, Rising Waves gets rid of the board. We use Scuffle here to get rid of that. We draw the 2 bottom cards of the deck. Here's Reactor. If they... let's do a Mizrasil. New Heights, that's good. I just don't want to accidentally burn something with them slam me down Blackhorn. Okay, Raptor's Aura. Also, I do find it funny that that card is actually seeing play now, even though everyone's like, oh, it was so bad. Actually, to be fair, Auras is not as bad as the Draenei's, but like Auras, it is amazing to me that they did not do much with them. Okay, here's Reactor. We're at 7 mana. Let's put that bye-bye. And hopefully... Perfect! Just gonna pass it back. Technically, they're probably thinking like, wow, why are they just playing this like this? Here's Giblin. Giblin gets them, what? Those 2? It's okay. I am so tempted for that, but I'm not going to do it. Okay, we get a copy. And get rid of this one. We'll use a Final Frontier here. I mean, sure. Sire is funny. Sire times 2 is really funny. That's not Yogg. And now we're out of hand space. Okay, let's buff up everything in our hand. Okay. Let's renew. And I think we'll have... Yogg! You know, I also thought about using Shaldersill in this list. Because, theoretically, with Shaldersill, you could bounce back to Yogg, but most of the time Yogg is just going to destroy himself, so... Okay, what... I should have also probably just Hero Power and ping for 1 damage. See what I mean? Yogg... He does not have self-preservation skills. Well, I guess we're drawing. Please don't draw me into oblivion. Okay, a little bit of armor. That's nice. Drawing 2, not good. Oh, it's just drawing 1. Okay, skydiving is kind of funny. Anti-magic shell, I hope oh no, that's bad. Ugh. Wow. There you go. There's a free 5. Okay, so we just instantly win if our opponent doesn't have the dragon. And please tell me that top deck wasn't the dragon. You gotta be joking me. How? Why? Why does... Sometimes I should just not say a word, because I swear every time I'm like, unless this happens, it always happens. Okay. Six. Okay. Tide pools, hopefully something good. Ebb and flow is not bad. We can actually make use of ebb and flow. Slamming down this. Let's pop this, see if we can get something else. That's not bad. I'm just going to gain as much armor as possible. Well, armor, then refresh 3. Them down Lady D. Yeah, Lady D. Sire D. And the 2 Yogg-Saron. And might as well slam down a giant and enjoy. I don't know how you'd come back from this. It's such a big board. Oh, buddy, that's not going to be enough. Oh, buddy, that's not going to be enough. You don't want to know how many games it took to get something like that. Actually, I pulled off some pretty decent games with this deck. But this seems to... This is probably the best. I guess you could say we truly wished upon the star. Okay, now we're through the game, so let's discuss my final thoughts of the deck. So, did this deck hold up to what I was hoping it to do? It did, but Yogg actually kind of shows his age nowadays. Yogg is a card that used to be able to sometimes finish off the game, but most of the time, nowadays, because of all the spells in Standard being archetypal, a lot of the cards will just whiff or summon a bunch of minions, and that doesn't really do much if you already have a full board. Overall, this is not a deck I can recommend you all to try out unless you already have all the cards. Then, if you want to have a little bit of fun with some of these rotating ones, then sure, go for it. But before we end the video, special thanks to our channel members of Daniel Nascimento and Ruben. If you want to help out the channel a little bit more, you can always join one of the 3 membership tiers. But if you can't afford to do that, you can always leave a like, comment, subscribe, turn on the notification buttons if you already have, then use the new hype button. It all helps out the channel equally. But until next time, bye-bye.